So the problem with me is that I don't know. It's simple, really. I'm a creature. I'm a creature. I'm something different. I'm actually very ugly. I'm not pretty at all. I'm not very smart. But I am the Antichrist. And, you know, that's a simple fact. That means I have, well, a certain distinction. Right. Now, there's two schools of thought. One school says they don't like the Antichrist. They'd rather deal with John. They want to say John's good because, you know, he brings us the best things. Yeah, he brings us oblivion. Me, I don't want to bring you oblivion. I want to bring you life. I don't want to bring you life eternal, unless you happen to want it. I just want to bring you life. So anyway. So there's those for John, and there's those for me. So you're either for John or you're for me. So if you're for me, then you're also for certain other people. To wit, President Obama. Because I'm in his corner. The reason is because back in August of 2005, something very nasty happened. It was caused by John's supporters. This cabal of families got together and they dealt with a seer who demanded human sacrifice, but she was able to see the future. And she was able to see that there was a person born in 1961 who would be, well, in effect, the greatest leader in the world up until a certain point. And she saw Obama. She saw the president. And they thought, oh my God, this person could be the great disaster for us, because, you know, what they want is they want John to keep moving forward until eventually he destroys everything. He destroys reality. That's what John's ultimate game is, to destroy everything. Like put everything into a singularity and then swallow the singularity. Really, that's what he wants. Oblivion. I don't. I want things to grow. I want things to get big, and not too big, but, you know, I want fertile, imaginative, productive, useful things to do for all creatures. They're not malevolent. But unfortunately, John was carried back to Earth. See, what happened is we tried to initiate a rescue mission, because when John escaped from the Continuum in the Overlord's ship, he did bounce back to a certain time in history, about 80 million years ago, from standard reference point. And eventually, we came and we tried to get a rescue mission. We pulled him out of the ship, and left the ship on Earth, and we tried to take, friends of ours tried to take him back to the Continuum, but he escaped, and then he ended up in the void, where he found, you know, the Nephilim, who of course God had placed there because they're really bad. They're really, really bad. They're kind of like demons. I mean, that's the best way to describe it. So anyway, there was John kissing and sucking up to the Nephilim in the void, and as some weird thing happened, an ion storm actually brought them all back to Earth. One fatal swoop. So anyway, they were in Earth because, well, the Lord had decided to keep them there along with John. But anyway, they escaped, and then they ended up in the void. Then John came to them, and then John and them went back to Earth. They corrupted the Earth, and then the Lord pushed them back out into the abyss, where they remained for a long time. But John stayed on Earth, doing that nasty shit that he likes to do. I mean, he's homosexual. Seriously, he's a homosexual. He likes to fuck men in the ass. Isn't that nasty? I mean, that's really nasty. So anyway, that's what happened. And see, the problem is the religion that he started basically is based on homosexuality. It really is just nasty, creepy. I mean, it's just unnatural. So anyway, the Nephilim are out there in deep space, sort of like in the abyss. Anyway, this cabal of families, this syndicate of families, who found the seer, were able to figure out a way to draw back, to signal the Nephilim to come back to Earth on a singular day. That was 9/11/2001, which they did. And they took over the Earth, pretty much. 99% of the Earth is converted to being kind of like a demon monkey. They're not really human, but they look like humans. And the other thing is that, like, you have a body, like I have a body. Look, I have a body. All right, a corpus. But let's say the body gets to the point where it can't function anymore. Well, you know what happens? You can get another body. Yeah, you can, because they can bring the bodies back to life. That's what the Nephilim do. They animate it. They're sort of like reanimators. Sort of think of like movies and shit. So anyway, so they walk around inside the monkey, and they direct the monkey's activities. And the monkey has a certain, according to AK, the monkey has certain lateral or legacy mental processes that have to be accommodated. They're trying to work out a system where they don't have to worry about that, but unfortunately the monkey does have a legacy. It's part of evolution. Anyway, so they have to kind of like have the facade of normal society. That's why the society that you see on this planet right now in 2012 is kind of like semi-normal. I mean, historically speaking. They have to adopt a certain practice, which in this case is Islam. Mostly it's Islam. They do have a little side venture in Christianity. Mostly it's Islam. Anyway, but they got to keep the monkey happy. The monkey's got to have something to chew on. Like a bone. Think of a bone. So anyway, but John, unfortunately, is still adamant about getting his way. He wants oblivion. For him, paradise is nothingness. It's the abyss. It's nothingness. He promises his followers, I mean, any school of religion you want to call, except for Judaism, the Hebrews have their own real religion, which is of course based on the faith of the fathers. But anyway, he wants oblivion. Paradise for him is having no history, no existence, no body, no universe, nothing. That's what he wants, nothing. Which is ironically kind of like very charitable, isn't it? So anyway, my problem is that I got to try to figure out a way to stop John. Because if he gets his wish, there won't be anything left. Now, how he proposes to do this, you can create a certain contradiction in the universe. The universe is like a giant computer. If you get a contradiction in the computer collapses and all reality stops. There is nothing. So what John wants to do is cause the Lord, God, to basically become, well, a contradiction. End of story.